workshops in person, but I'm going to quickly go through property selection. So younger people and potential first-time buyers, even depending on what stage you are at acquiring a portfolio, you might your ability to borrow might be at the lower end. So around about the 350 mark. That's a number that we see quite often with our young people. So really, at the end of the day, at that price point, you've got two options. You generally got, you can look at the 2 or the 3 bed townhouse or a 1 bed, close to the CBD. So, the townhouse, yes, it's a bigger dwelling. You might think you get a bit more bang for your buck, but the thing you need to look at as well is, we're after long-term capital growth. So where exactly is that property? What tenants you're attracting, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to quickly go through this for you all. So here's our first example. So like I said, we're going to work on a capacity. Let's say you've done your financial wealth check with your club broker. He's come back and said, Stuart, you're able to borrow up to $360,000. Talk to your mentor, let's see what you can get. So we're looking at one example here. Now these, I haven't named the suburbs, but I'm up here in Queensland, so I'm comparing two properties that potentially are on the stock list at the moment, and the incomes amounts I've been using. These are actuals. So first example here, like I said, 2 bed, 2 bath, 2 car townhouse. It's 35 kilometres from the CBD. Expected rent there, 350 to 370. So it is a good yielding property, and after tax, it'll pretty much pay for itself. So I guess on a property like this, tenant wise, you're looking at potentially 2 singles or maybe a couple with a young kid or another single person living with them. An average income for this particular area is around about $615 a week. So that was a townhouse option. Now let's look at, say, the 1 bed unit option. So this is, again, same purchase price, but this one's a lot closer to the CBD. So this is only 5 kilometres out. Again, the rent's going to be very, very similar to that, but you're attracting a different type of tenant. So you're potentially getting just a single person or maybe a professional couple. It is only 1 bed, so you're not going to have multiple couples or 2 singles there, but maybe 1 single or a professional couple. You can see there, the average income in the area, so $1,130. So the previous one we're looking at $615. So you can see there the actual income of the people residing in these properties is a little bit higher. So I guess some points to consider there is who's renting the property. What do they do for work? What's their background? And are their incomes likely to increase? So you're hoping for the yield to increase as well as the value. We know yields can push up the value. So are they going to be able to afford that rent increase when you're trying to increase that? And what are the people who occupy those properties going to be doing? They're going to be doing lots of socialising, entertaining at the property, which can add to wear and tear, or are they more likely to be, socialites, eating out a little bit more and doing things like that? So there are a couple of things to consider. And I'm going to quickly run through some floor plans. Okay, so let's decide. Okay, I want to go for that, the 1 bed option. So there's plenty of options out there, but we really want to have a good understanding of how, people want to live, and a lot depends on where the property is, who your demographic is, and what's important to that sort of area. So again, I've sort of got my Queensland hat on here a little bit, but the same rules apply to most areas. So let's have a look at the first one here. So this is the first bedder. So you can have a look there. Look, if you've probably all been into properties, but you need to sort of visualise a little bit here. So have a quick look at that floor plan there. Okay, now I'm going to flick over to a few issues with this. So let's have a look at the first one here. Look, and they may not be issues, but there may be better options out there. So have a look at this one. You've got a long, narrow floor hallway, which is sort of wasted space a little bit. I know we've got some storage there, but it's a bit of a wasted space, that. You can see the L-shaped kitchen, small kitchen. So, look, they can be good. It opens it up a little bit more. But if you're entertaining here with someone here, you've got your back to them. it doesn't really have that open plan living that's sort of more desired nowadays. This is a big one. This is a big faux pas, really. I mean, to get to the bathroom, so if you've got a visitor, they've got to go through your bedroom to get to the bathroom. That's never ideal. So we've probably all been to people's houses where that's the case. Not the nicest thing. So that's it's not a deal breaker, but it's certainly not ideal. And you can see there I've got the compass on there, so west facing. That's not a massive thing either, but you get that afternoon sun in, so potentially a one-bed unit. They might be professional couples, so they might not be at home at that time, but ideally there may be better options than that. And another one which a lot of you probably aren't aware of or picked up on, you can see the internal size here. So apart from it being quite small, there are particular lenders, you'd have to check with your broker, but particular lenders who have issues with anything under 50 square metres internal, and they won't sometimes lend you as much money. So apart from the fact it's smaller, you might not be able to leverage as high as you'd like to. So they're things to look at. So let's now go ahead and have a look at another one-bedroom floor plan here. Okay, so I'll let you just get your head around that one a little bit more, and you can probably see quite a few differences there. So look, here's the entry here. So open plan, we all know that's sort of the modern way, and how the young professionals and whatnot like to have their place. So that's a big tick there. Island kitchen. So the kitchen, in my opinion, is a much better setup. You can be cooking and doing all that whilst conversing with your guests and whatnot. Two-way bathroom. So that's always an awesome, floor plan there. So you can lock off this door. So you've just got it acts as an ensuite, but when you've got guests, you can close off this door here, and people have got access to your bathroom. So it's always good having it separate, but being able to have a two-way is great as well, a two-way bathroom, because let's say there was a wall there and you got friends over and you need to go to the bathroom and you just come out of the shower. I don't know, but a bit awkward. So that's a good setup like that. Walk-in robe's always good, especially on a one-bedder here. You struggle for storage sometimes on places like that, so a walk-in wardrobe anywhere is great. And look, north facing, so this is sort of the open plan onto the terrace. The bedroom leads onto the terrace as well, which is great, but north facing, so you're going to get that north sun, going to get heaps of natural light. And the internal, so it's a good size. A general rule over in, say, Queensland is 60, 80, 100, so 60 for a one-bedder, 80 for a two, 100 for three. Some states a little bit smaller. I know potentially Melbourne and New South Wales in particular are a little bit smaller often over there, but that's sort of a good rule of thumb over here. So look, that was a very rushed thing there, but and I'll probably expand on that a little bit more, looking at different floor plans and that. But it's just a good quick overview. Now this is being recorded. I've spoken very quickly, so you can go back and have a good look at that sort of stuff. But I hope that was helpful for you. So I guess points to consider. So first of all, establish how much you can borrow. And why you're doing it. It's for the long-term growth. Obviously, you need some good rental yield to be able to hold on to that asset, but ideally it's about holding it on for the long term and getting that good growth. And then we'll work out what's within your budget. We looked at a townhouse and some one-bedders there. There are other properties obviously out there, but you've got to weigh up the positives and that there. And we spoke about the demographic, what your tenants are, what they do for work. Is your income going to be increasing to afford the increase in living expenses? And look, in the end of it, take the emotion out of it. It's a business. But buying a property portfolio it's a business. So sometimes we get a bit emotionally attached to and let that affect our decisions. But you're running a business here of property investing, so you really need to have that mindset. So quick one here, our upcoming events. Stuart spoke briefly before about the Young Investor Club workshop we've got there in the Travel Lodge. So really looking forward to that one. We've already got about 50 people registered for that, so that should be a great event. I've also got a couple more dates there announced for Sydney and Perth. So Sydney in September.